Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the second part, 2 days in a row, of some endurance tier pre-season testing. I'm here with myself on my own laptop. Instead of being in Spain this evening, we are here in Brazil, and instead of having Hedge in the commentary box, we've got my good friend at COS, Thomas.
Hello. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks. I'm really looking forward to this. In the commentary box with you, normally you commentate over my races, so yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that is different. And what else is different is we've got a different format this evening. Last night in Spain we had a 45-minute practice with a one-shot quali and a 25% race. We've changed it slightly. This evening we've got 2 short qualis, which is 18 minutes of course, and we're going to have 2 25% races, one here in Brazil and one in the Netherlands, Zandvoort, both with a bit of rain expected. And I can guarantee you, if it doesn't come in the race, Zandvoort will have a fully, well, at least a wet start, at least, just to give the drivers a little bit of a hint. They knew that was coming. They're here to show off their pace. They're here to demonstrate to me especially, but Thomas, because he's helping out on the admin side, what tiers these drivers deserve to going. Brazil, Thomas, what do you think about it?
Well, it's a really fun track to drive at, in my opinion. It's not really a track where you will see a lot of overtakes. Of course, you got the pretty difficult technical sector 2, but on the long straights, overtaking is definitely possible. So we'll probably see a lot of overtakes coming towards turn 1 and turn 4. There is, so something to look forward there. And other than that, it's a track where normally the field is really close together because you've got 2 big DRS zones really close to each other. People can pretty much stay within the 1 second of the car in front, so yeah, DRS trains will be seen around here.
Yeah, it is 15 corners. It is a quick lap time. One of the reasons I picked Brazil and Zandvoort is they both actually require some skill, and secondly, the pit lane is quite nice. It comes out allowing drivers to get out of the way of people on fast laps. We are here to respect each other, allow people to put their fast laps in. Another rule which Thomas has read is that if the qualifying is dry, or any dry laps are able to be set, they have to do it on the soft tyres. They can change their compound if they're outside the top 10, but they have to do it on softs, so we can see what times these drivers represent. I've just seen there, Thomas, Carter slip off on the final corner, and I've seen, we commentated at COS Brazil before, and that's quite a common scene, isn't it? Just people heading onto that grass, trying to push it a little bit too hard.
Yeah, you really have to be on the edge on that corner, and to really make it work to get the big advantage for the straight, you really have to be on the curb. And yeah, we will probably see it a couple of more times, people going a little bit over the edge, and on this track that's deadly. If you go over the edge, it's Spinala. We're allowing people to just crack on with their first batch of times. Nothing important at the moment. Jay Wizzy and his Mercedes teammate, the front 2 at the moment. These teams are not classified, they're just random this evening. Hello to everybody in the stream. Hello Matty, hello Hijack Gaming, and everyone else who is watching. Thank you so much for your support. We're here to bring you some entertainment during this lockdown period before COS starts. It's now a Monday to Saturday race week. Also, I don't know if you've seen last night, I'm sure you have, everybody. It was one of the craziest races I've ever seen. I'm sure you've seen the Twitter clips. Let's see if we can get something like that again. Or maybe not. I don't know. Well, even if it's a little bit less chaos, then it's still very interesting to watch, because yesterday was mental. Like, I've watched it back a couple of times now and I still really couldn't believe it, what I just saw. It was insane.
It was insane. People have been, especially J-Luke, comparing it to the Mugello safety car incident when Bottas left it too late, and that was a mess. Yesterday was a mess. So Interlagos, good track, shows everything, fast corners, slow corners, got the tricky S section in the middle, and we have 12 minutes left of the quali for drivers to set their quickest times. Here is Hilly in his Haas driver. He messaged me about 2 minutes before the session. Is there any room? I was like, yes, Hilly. So here he is, routing down to turn 4, and as Thomas said, you might get past someone down to turn 1, but will you keep it down to turn 4? That is a completely different question here.
Yeah, that's something to really think about when you're on track. I've been in such a debate a couple of times already. You know, coming out of the last corner. Oh, it's really just spun it. That is turn 9.
It is.
And he lost it coming out of turn 8 into turn 9. And he's still got his front wing intact, so he can go back into the pitch because those tires are gone. That's definitely a fact. Well,
that was
a really weird situation.
Absolutely, I don't normally see cars spin there. I wasn't on. Well, I was on the outside view. I wasn't on board with it directly. On board with Whitey now in the Renault, and that is 4 tyres past the white line, and that's an invalidation. Another thing, Thomas, which can really hinder a good lap here.
Yeah, corner cutting, especially through turn 1 and 2, but mainly 2. Those corner rules are so strict. Like, if you're only looking outside of the white line, you already get an invalidation. So you really need to be careful there. The rest of the track is okay. Coming out of turn 4 is a tricky one as well, because you can take a little bit of the curb on the outside, but not too much. Other than that, it's quite okay, but we will see a lot of penalties, I reckon.
Hello, Blaze. Hello, Tom Robbo. You need to concentrate on your racing. You're in here. Hello, Jim Sakas. Miss your lovely voices, especially Thomas. You'd love to see him. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I asked for a commentator... Oh, go on, name.
It's AFL?
Yeah.
In the Racing Point. I couldn't quite see if it was him running into the back of someone or losing it, but that's big front wing damage. Coming out of turn 5, that is.
It is, that's left and play damage.
I think he ran into the back of the Alpha Tauri, but I'm not quite sure. Oh my days, is that Whitey?
I don't know. I think the Renault was thinking, okay, Racing Point might not get out of the way here, and then overcorrected. We've seen that in real Formula 1 before.
Yeah, he had to avoid the Racing Point there, and also invalidated his lap time. Not that it would have been quick anyway, but that's some great reaction time from the Renault driver. Absolutely.
We saw Jay Wizzy performing well in the Spanish test yesterday night. 75 thousandths of a second up on this one. He's got the McLaren of Tichy behind him, and he's going to get some traffic here, and that is for traffic. And that was a problem in Spain, but we saw Tichy now gets out of the way, which makes me question why he didn't get out of the way earlier. But yeah, I didn't get to that situation fully as early as I wanted to, so I can't make that conclusion. But definitely stopped there the Mercedes driver with some traffic.
Yeah, it was G. Yeah, I'm really struggling with these names. Is it G Lor XR?
Jay Lawler. You can call him Jake.
Yeah, okay, that's brilliant. Yeah, it was Jake trying to set up a lap. He was on his out lap as well, and he was just in front of Tichy. So Tichy had to react on to what Jake was doing, but he probably was too much focused on the Williams in front that he wasn't looking at the back where Jay Wishy was coming. So yeah, it was a little bit of a strange situation, but Tichy should have definitely gone out of the way there, because that's Jay Wishy, his lap ruined.
So Jay Luke has gone second place with an 882 compared to an 858 in the, Williams. Just had a little drink there, hence the slight hiccup of there. Tom Robo's third place, Jay Sachs fourth, Ruage's fifth.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
that's okay.
Hans Carter is standing still on track, like in the middle of the track. Now he's going again.
Is he okay? It looks like he's got a gearbox issue, or is that the rev?
Yeah, he's stuck in first gear as well.
I think he's. We'll check the Discord chat. I don't see anything at the moment. He has still. That's an awful sound, by the way. Sorry about that. Yeah. Interesting to see how JSAC does. Wow, he took that corner quick. I believe he's an American. And I was just about to say, on that name topic before, Thomas, when I did EU 3 or 2 with Dan, I think it was 3 or 4, might have been 4 actually, or Matty, honestly, the names were just, they weren't clicking. I was like, these are so easy, but like you go into a different, you see different names and you're like, how do I say them?
Yeah, Yeah,
Some of these are not too bad. You know, J Wizzy, J Luke, Muzzer, J Sat, Tom Bubba, we know these. Is it Rage or Rage?
Yeah, that's a really good one. Like, I'm not even trying to pronounce it in Dutch because that's gonna make a lot of guys laugh.
So we got Brewer, we got Jake, we got Jay Wills. Obviously we got Prentice, Alfie, Titchy, Stephen, Cam, AFL, Panda, Hilly, Wizard, Whitey, Carter. So they're pretty nice, actually. Yeah. Obviously it's just Jake that you'll need to remember, and probably Raggy. It's got to be Raggy. Why would you put a double G if you're going to say Rage?
Yeah, I think reggae is nice. Just a little bit of a shout out to the people from Jamaica as well. I love to see it.
So Carter's trying to recalibrate his wheels.
Yeah, that explains a lot actually.
People trying to get out of people's way. Here's Alfie coming down to sector 1. And there's Carter coming out of the pit. 6 minutes of quality to go, plus a little bit of time due to that glitch. Alfie 2 1/4 of a tenth up. And that's also an invalidation for Alfie at turn 4. That turn 4 seems very harsh. Look very close, that one.
It is, but turn 4 is a really strange one as well, because sometimes you think like, oh, I'm gonna get a warning here, and then it doesn't. But then when you think you're clean, it gives you a warning. It's a really strange one. It's the same one with Singapore, where it's like that invisible wall thing. I don't know which turn it is. I think it's turn 15 out of my head. But sometimes it gives you a warning for running too wide, where you're still within the white lines or still on track. It's like some sort of corners that just gives you a warning out of nothing.
Muzzer's P3 106998. Oh,
Tom Robbo, he wanted to make the track as short as possible, running towards the start finish line, and then validated it actually, being on the inside or as close to the pit wall as possible. He invalidated it being out of the track.
Tom Robbo also had a massive step of oversteer going round to turn 8 just about 30 seconds ago. So struggling. CRL Panda, Mr. Panda, Chris, good friend of mine. He joined the session late, so I knew there was one more coming. Here he is. Got a full 20 grid for 2 qualies and 2 races here in Interlagos. First held in 1972, and Zambot after this. Straight after, we'll lobby back up. I can't do custom weather. I can't do 2 sets of different custom weather for 2 different tracks. So we got to back out, change the weather, and get everyone in again for some Zambot. Chris Panda is P6 at the moment in the Haas, and Raggy just nearly crashed into him coming into the pits.
That was really close. That's the 18 miles per hour ward gone.
Here's Jay Lawler, goes from P10 to P6, not a bad lap, half a tenth behind Tom Robbo, who showed good pace last night. Unfortunately, in the one-shot quali, bottled it and started at the back, but somehow avoided that insane mess yesterday from starting 19th on the grid. Here's Carter then. So I believe Carter is one of the top dogs, so let's go on a lap with him as we've got okay, he's going to change tyres one more time, and he's going to come into a pits there. Stephen Cam outlaps Jay Sack, outlap. Where's he coming? He's coming around the final corner, Jay Sack. So Thomas, do you want to give us some of your racing knowledge and see what you think about this lap from the American?
Yeah, Jay Sack is from Greece actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is he in the American tier, or am I being stupid?
No, he's in AU2 now. He got promoted. No, he's in AU3. Yeah, he's in AU3. He got promoted from AU4 to AU3 last season as he got held up. By
he has got held up. And
I think that's Steven in front, but he's on a quick lap as well.
It was a pace difference, yeah.
Yeah, that's just some bad luck for Jacek. He was probably hoping for the Red Bull to come into the pits. He continued on with his lap, couldn't get past Red Bull, and now he's stuck.
And that's one of the only problems that you have mixing ED1 and ED2. Obviously, we want to try and get as many people as we want to fill the grid, test as many people as we can, but at the same time, there is a pace difference at the end of the day. And there is meant to be. That's why there's 2 tiers. So JSAT's going to have to go again. He may have time to pit here because that 2-minute timer is not always incorrect. Okay.
No,
oh no, actually, he'd have to go again, wouldn't
more?
he? He'd have to.
Yeah.
he'd have to do another outlap. Silly me. Go on, Thomas. Let's do it this time then. He's got clear track. He's got a couple of cars coming out the pits, but I should be fine.
Yeah, this should be all good. Braking into turn 1, make sure you don't lock up the inside, which he does perfectly. Coming towards turn 2, don't go too wide because it will invalidate, but it's all good. And you want to stay as close to the inside actually, because that's going to be a little bit quick, but he keeps it on the outside. All good. Braking at probably the 100 meter, a little bit after. Then double left-hander, make sure you don't run wide here, coming out of turn 4, tricky zone. And then really interested to see what he's gonna do. He keeps it in, no, he goes down to 6th gear. People keep it in 7th gear as well. Hopefully Luke gets out of the way. Oh, it's so good.
I don't know if he slowed down for that.
Yeah, but people, I saw some people going down to even 1st gear into that corner. But it's all good. Really tricky exit. I just wanted to say you need to make sure you're good on the exit because it's really easy to lose the car, and that's exactly what Jacek did. Lost the car. He still got his front wing, but that's his qualifying session over as a Red Bull as well into the wall.
So prime example of the final sector being tight and people queuing up for their laps because I'm sure some drivers know there is a small pace difference between some. Also, until I started playing Gran Turismo Sport lately, I never understood how good F1 cars are into turn 4. The speed, they brake after 90 meters. The speed that they take in this corner, by the way, is just remarkable. So J-Sack's been held up twice. He also spun on that second lap, so he retires. Chris Panda has crossed the line with a 1 minute 7.1. Checker flag is out, but a few of the cars still can cross in time, I believe. Mother has just started his lap. J-Luke's routing round past down to turn 10. And this is it, crunch time, quality time for the 25% here in Interlagos. Your times matter now.
Ooh, it was Mazda, and I think there was an Alfa Romeo wanting to get in front of Mazda, but he just backed out of the way quick enough, so that's all good. Mazda can continue on with his last lap. Coming towards turn 6 now, all good.
J-Luke can't improve, pit lane, 2nd place. Just trying to keep an eye on how people are finishing. J Lawler 7th place, Jack Prentice 8th, Rage is still going, he's behind Cam who's 19th, and Tom Robbo, he's probably going to get a beautiful slipstream off Cam in 19th place. Let's see where Cam goes and then Tom Robbo. J Wizzy's still out, we'll check on that in a second, but I don't think he crossed the line. Cam goes 19th fastest, Tom Robbo goes 9 thousandths of a second behind his teammate, and Muzza has cancelled his lap.
Once I cancel this lap, it is Tichy now, the first one to come across the line, but he keeps it in Erasmus material, so he's gonna give up on this lap. And I think Panda as well, yep, so I think this is qualifying wrapped up, unless
Carter.
Haley can do, no, Haley is...
Carter is the final one to cross, it could be a top 2 on the front row, let's see, it's only 5th, and that's behind his teammate by just under a 10th. And I'm pretty sure that is now quali over. It's a front row of the 2 Mercedes. That is not, just to confirm, the teams for this season. Don't think it's going to be a Mercedes whitewash like last season in EU1. It won't be. But good show from J Wizzy Tom, J Luke. Good performance in that top 3. Leader gap on screen. And you can see that this is good for myself anyway. The top 11 separated by less than 0.7 of a second. That is good to see, Thomas.
Especially the top 3, look at that, 23 thousandths of a second between 1st and 3rd place. You love to see it.
You love to see it.
But yeah, you've mentioned as well the pace difference between all the cars, but I think with 100% race, like quali pace there can be a difference in quali pace, but I think with the 100% race as well next season, you really have to be like consistent and don't crash, don't make a lot of mistakes. Penalties will be a key factor as well. Like you've got the likes of Wizard and Tichy, they are not really keen on picking up penalties, so they can be a little bit slower than the guys up front, but being able to pick up maybe only 3 seconds in a 100% race can really gain them a lot of positions towards the end. So pace says not everything, put it that way.
Absolutely right. Wizard had 2 cars crash in front of him last night. Still managed to get first with no penalties. There's the final quali grid. I'll just get a picture of that for reference. We got a double Mercedes, double Ferrari. J. Luke splitting them in the Williams. Good performance. We got J. Lawler 9th, Prentice 10th. He joined late. Luckily, I got him a spot. Wizard 11th. Anyone outside the top 10 is free to choose mediums if the race start is dry. I believe it is. Grid pens, actually, for Tichy and Hilly. Now, I didn't see them pop up. You might have mentioned them. I didn't see them pop up. Stephen Whitey Cam, the final 3 on my grid.
It could explain the fact that Hilly, at the end of the qualifying session, was in the wall. He could have done it by himself. He could have collided with Tichy, because Tichy, remember, he went into the pits as well on his final run. So I think they may have collided during their last flying run, but I can't confirm that. If someone can confirm in the chat, would be nice. But I think they've made contact on their last run. That's what I assume.
So we're hoping for what didn't happen last night, or are we? There is. I have scheduled rain to come. It is 25%. I didn't do a test like I will do for 100%. So if it comes or it doesn't really matter. We will absolutely ensure there is rain featuring in Zandvoort. Just need to make sure the drivers are capable, shall we say, especially ED2, of driving in those conditions and fairly. That's the job. Good luck, everyone. Rain halfway through, apparently, so hopefully we'll get a Jeff saying 10 to 15 minutes. There is a formation lap, Thomas, so we can get our bearings before we do 30, 71, 36, I'm guessing 18 laps of Brazil, something like that.
Yeah, it's always going to be very interesting to see what people are going to now with the rain. It's going to make it a lot easier, because normally people were gambling starting on the softs. You either go people on the medium will have better traction when it starts to rain. So that could maybe spice some things up, you never know.
Maybe. Hilly left the session. I sent him an invite to try and get back in. Let's see if he can. So let's see if the top 10 have changed their tyres. You bet he did. Wizard was in the bottom 10 at the end of quali. So I will accept that, hopefully. Wizard is the head of rules, so I mean, he should know.
Well, he sort of cheated before on Belgium, so you never know with him. But it's all good. I think that's because of the 5 place grid penalty, wasn't it?
Well, Chris Panda is last here. Did he qualify last?
No, he was in P6 or something. Yeah.
What happened to Chris Panda? I can quickly Snapchat him. I don't know if there's been a couple of errors there in the lobby.
Well, where you are gonna find out what happened with Panda, Tom Robbo actually put in a really good comment. He says, I need a 20-second lead by lap 7 to have any chance to win, and that's because his teammate is in front. And the same goes on for both Ferraris. When the rain is gonna come down, they will probably be close together still, and one of them has to stay out another lap or come in 1 lap earlier than really wanting to, because of the rain. So,
but what we have to remember is these are not fighting for the constructors tonight.
No,
they're fighting for themselves, but they can't do anything about.
Oh, it's Tom Robbo losing it on the formation lap.
Oh,
he's got a little bit of grass on his tires. Should be all good when he starts, but he lost it coming out of. Let me get the track map up once again. He lost it coming out of turn 12.
So a few people getting disqualified. I don't like that, I hate that, so maybe I'll chat with Wizard about a couple of penalties for that, for the endurance at least. I absolutely hate formation laps not being done correctly. I
think we've had a penalty before in Gonzal's Speed for being disqualified on the formation lap, so if we had, Wizard knows it, so that should be good.
Alright, we've got a cheeky rev glitch there with Chris Panda. He's at the back of the grid. I'm hoping Hilly was able to get back in with the invite. And let's see what happens. It probably won't be as messy as Spain last night, I can assure you of that. So we've got 18 laps. It'll be about 20 minutes of Brazil. We've got rain on the way. And let's find out who's going to take the win. And I think we've had a potential jump start. But along with the jump start, lights out, and away we go. It's a good start by Jay Wizzy, a better start from Jay Luke, who's wheel to wheel with his teammate. It's a very short rundown, and the Mercedes has the inside line on the Williams, and so is Jay Luke just trying to pull his shoulder through, but can't do so. The two Ferraris come next, then Jay Lawler, then Rage, then Alfie and Jack Prentice as we route down to turn 4, clean apart from a jump start.
Wizard had a terrible start, dropped from 10th to P14. That's not really what he hoped for, especially not on those mediums, so he has to gain back some time. Kuhan's Carter, he got stuck behind the battle between Tom Robbo and Luke, but it's all good. Oh, there is... Who is that? There was a car in the grass, there was an Alpha Tauri.
Might be Jay Wills.
Yeah, Jay Wills.
It's a yellow flag at the start of sector 2 for Jay Wills, but he's back on track and hasn't lost too much time, but he has lost positions. Look at that view, everybody, into turn 10. We go on the first lap. JSAT with a jump start has now got some issues to contend with, and Hilly has now rejoined the session as the two Mercedes get incredibly close to each other, and JSAT's causing a few issues for them. J Luke, then the two Ferraris, Jay Lawler, Rage, Jack Prentice and Alfie. That hasn't changed, and now JSAT dropping places. Not quite sure what the procedure is for a jump start, but it was incredibly unlucky.
Yeah, he left the session, so it actually didn't give him a drive-through penalty. That's something when you lose connection at the start of the race, it just takes over and it starts immediately, or it does the glitch.
Damage.
Oh, now, yep, damage for Mazda, that is. He ran into the back of JSAC, and now actually Jake gets past.
He does, and Rage going on the inside of two cars there, but can't go any further because Jay Lawler's Williams' gearbox was in the way as they head round turn 4. The two Mercedes fighting, but Jay Luke, he's putting up a scrap as we go into turn 7. But, oh, dive bomb from Jay Luke, it could be executed very well. It has been executed very well. We'll have the inside to 9, but the Mercedes is putting up a good fight, and this is what I want to see in ED1 in 2 weeks' time.
He keeps it around the outside. They're still side by side coming towards turn 12. That's where Tom Robbo spun on the formation lap. He keeps it clean right now and he comes out in front of Jay Luke. But now Kuhan's Carter has got connection to the train as well. It's a freeway battle up towards the start of lap 3. Can Jay Luke maybe go for a move down the inside of turn 1? He goes onto the pit entry. It's going to be free wide coming towards turn 1. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be Jay Luke.
It is going to be Jay Luke just, but
going around the outside, which turns into the inside now. But Jay Luke stays in front. Oh my days, is interesting.
It is interesting, but now Tom Robbo has a chance to get past for both again, and he tries to move left, but Carter defends it, and now he's going to give the Mercedes a chance to go round the outside, and he can't get past. So Tom Robbo behind Jay Luke and Carter. Jay Wizzy has been allowed to move. Jake Lawler, good start in P5, and because of their scrapping, he's able to close the gap. And the two Alfa Romeos tonight, Rage and Jack Prentice, making up places at the start, and pit stops to come soon. Better for the medium drivers, they can wait for the rain.
Yeah, they can definitely wait. They are in a prime position. Wizard made up a lot of position actually. He dropped down to P14 at the start. He's back up to P9 now, so that's really well done by the Wizard himself. Yeah, the guys in the mediums, the guys on the mediums are in a prime position. They can just wait until the rain drops. But I think it will be okay for the guys on the softs as well. It should be good. They could easily make it towards the halfway point in this race, but it's gonna be a matter of fact if the rain comes down quick enough.
Here comes Carter, DRS enabled. Is the move going to be made down the inside? You bet it is. Goes a little bit wide. Jay Luke for the switcheroo. Carter tries to cover off the inside, but he can't cover enough. And Jay Luke might have got a warning for that. And in comes Tom Robbo around the outside of the Ferrari. Can he scoot down the middle of both cars here? The Mercedes is going for the double move. It's executed to perfection. I've said that twice because it has been. And now Tom Robbo is ahead of Jay Luke and trying to defend for his life up the hill.
That was a brilliant move from Tom Robbo actually. He had a little bit of a collision with Kuhan's car, but it was all good at the end. And he gained 2 positions. That's lovely stuff. He lost 2 positions on the last lap, gained 2 positions on this lap. Really well done. But Jay Wizzy is running away with this one.
He is. Pit stops for Whitey, Brewer, Jay Wills and Muzzer. Yellow flag at turn 1. It's a Ferrari, and it is Muzzer who has just come round on new softs, I believe. I'm not quite
really
sure.
Strange. Yeah, it says 0 laps, but he... Oh, okay.
And Muzzer has DNF'd. I'm not quite sure what's happened there.
Battle for P3.
Take it away, Thomas.
It is Jay Luke going for a move down the inside. No, it's not. It is cool hand started wanting to go for the move on J-Luke, but he couldn't make it stick. Can he make it stick now? The problem is J-Luke will have DRS as well, so you need to be really clear with your move. Oh, he breaks very late. He probably goes deep. Yes, he does. And then both of the Williams get past. So instead of gaining a position, he loses 2 positions.
Yeah, it was a good effort, but you got to be able to control it. No damage caused to anyone. And now Jake is ahead of Carter, like you said. The 2 Alfa Romeos now caught up to the, car centipede from P2 down to P9, which is Wizard on the mediums. Good start, as you can see on the map. Lap 5 of 18, and there's a wheel-to-wheel action at the back of the grid here. J. Wills and Brewer having a bit of a scrap here, going down to the corner, and one of them's come off worse than the other, and it didn't look great from my side, so I'll be investigating that after, and seeing where the sportsmanship went wrong there. Is Carter going to try again? Damn it! Sorry, yeah, it was Carter on Jay Lawler, who's putting up a good fight in the Williams there, and they've clipped each other, and both of them have headed off track. I don't think there's any damage, but Jay Lawler has caught the grass. He's also caught the left-hand side of Carter, and now he's facing backwards, going down to turn 4. How unlucky can you possibly get? Oh! That is a safety car, because AFL could not get out of the way of the Williams, who was trying to come back on the track, and that is unfortunate for both cars. Oh, the safety! Did anyone see that? The safety car has just cleaned out Jake. Bert Mylander, take a bow. I'm going to send him on Instagram. Take a bow, Bert Mylander.
Oh man, he was like the train of GTA, having no mercy, and just completely ran into the Williams.
Bert Mylander, you're getting sent that, and you better like it. That is absolutely... Now, the thing is, Thomas, we need to have a discussion here, because obviously the drivers will do what they need to do with the safety car, but... Now, ghosting, if ghosting was on, that probably wouldn't have happened. But
no, correct.
The controversial argument is, and this is my argument, everybody, is that I haven't seen AFL's perspective. I believe there was enough time for him to get round that car, if I'm being honest. And in real life, if that happened, they would have slowed down, got out of the way, and carried on. So, you know, it's his buts and maybes. The safety car is going to take out the car whether ghosting's on or not. I mean, that was amazing. But that's the argument about ghosting. And the reason I don't like it is to counteract what happened there. To keep it as realistic as possible. And, you know, it's your responsibility to brake and get out of the way. If it's unlucky, it's unlucky. It's part of racing.
Yeah, you can look at that 2 different ways. Like, you saw Jake, he rejoined on track. First of all, he rejoined on track really dangerously with Carter there. Like, he just rejoined on track like Carter wasn't there. That was the first part where it went wrong. But then secondly, like, he waited for the cars behind, and he probably didn't notice the racing point coming out of turn 3. He still rejoined in a dangerous way for the second time, but then I think the race he must have noticed. He at least saw the yellow flag because it was there already. Yeah. So you know that there is a car on track.
It was halfway down. Well, a quarter of the way down.
Yeah, coming out of the corner. Actually, go on board with. I go on board with J. Luke now.
Okay.
Like coming out of the corner, you can see.
It was where that just before that P0, so about here now.
Yeah.
There is far enough time to come out of the final corner to make a decision. And, you know, of course, if ghosting was on, that wouldn't have happened. But, yeah, I mean, could Jake have got on a little bit better? Yeah, of course. But in the heat of the moment, you got to make that split decision. You've come off with contact with another car. You don't want to lose too many positions, especially after a great start. It was P4.
To be fair to AFL, like the Williams of Jake was like sideways on track. He was almost blocking the whole track, but he still could have got past it on the left-hand side of the track. Oh, rain is coming down, by the way. Just saw these bits of rain starting.
The problem with it is that when Jake came back on, he was on the right side of the track, which is technically the line. You know, people are going to be on that right side to take the next corner. It's a talking point. I'm sure people have got POVs. We'll definitely investigate it.
I definitely want to see the POV of the Racing Point, but
we
also the POV of Jake, how he got exploded by the safety car if he was still on track there. But
that's incredible.
Yeah.
So the safety car is in, rain is dropping, soft tyres stayed out. Jay Wizzy having a few fakes there, letting Tom Robbo know that he's the leader and he doesn't want to be slipstream. I don't know how heavy this rain's going to be. I don't know how quick it's going to fall down. But what I do know is Jay Wizzy has gone. And Tom Robbo read it well. So did Jay Luke. So did Carter. Still in the same order. And what's the braking zones going to be like here as we go onto the dynamic camber? The Mercedes of Tom Robbo went a little bit wide, but comes back fine. A Mercedes has gone. And Tom Robbo has gone big time. And he's spun halfway back onto the track. And people are going to have to be careful. Oh, there you go. The Red Bull is out, and that again is not a ghosting problem. Everyone else got out of the way, but we carry on. I don't think a safety car will be given straight after that. Jay Wizzy, Jay Luke, Carter, Ragay and Jack Prentice in the top 5, and Chris Panda's just behind them in P6.
Yeah, quickly want to mention the great recovery from Panda. He's gained 14 positions. In only 9 laps. Yeah, because he started at the back for some reason. Because we were still figuring out at the start of the race why he was in last place. Because he qualified somewhere around P6. He got dropped down towards last place on the grid. And he's already up towards P6. Of course, we've got some disqualification and retirements in front of him. But still, to be in P6 after 9 laps is a great recovery. Absolutely.
We head after the first lap of the safety car restart. And the rain is here after Jay Wizzy crosses the line, which is any time now. That is halfway through. Max Whitey having difficulties on the mediums in these conditions, and the rain is expected to stay, can confirm, to the end of the race. JSAC's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so is Tichy. There's evidence that the braking zones are getting longer and the stopping distances too. So Jack Prentice coming down to turn 4 behind his teammate Panda, then Wizard, then comes Alfie, and then he's got a little bit of a gap, and JSAT, Tichy, J Wills have already opted for the intermediate tyre. Interesting.
Yeah, I think they had no other choice, because if they would have pitted for slick tyres, they would need to come in probably 2 laps later. So it's an understandable decision. Still, they will be slower than the guys on softs or mediums, but the guys on the softs, they will be really struggling at this point, because if it would have been dry, they would have pitted for mediums already. So it's going to be the tricky situation where the tires are worn and the track has got really low grip as a virtual safety car. This is actually helping the guys who have not pitted yet. So if I was Jay Wizzy and Carter, I would come into the pits now.
Arcus Schutter's going to play a part. The 2 Alfa Romeos, 3 seconds. Sorry, is it 3 seconds? No, sorry.
It
is.
3
seconds.
3.2.
Jack Prentice
it's
trying
probably
to gain.
It's Jay Prentice holding up the guys behind, so he can have a sort of clean pit stop as well.
I don't think there's a rule against that, as long as you're not silly with it. I might be wrong. I don't know.
I think it depends on how much you slow them down. I think you can't do it like really heavily. You have to do it slowly, but he's still gonna held up big time. Look at this, because Reggae is now coming out of his pit box and Jay Prentice comes in now. They still have to change tires. Like, that's the disappointing part about this game. In real life they would have switched it, they would have made a double stack and it would have been done in like 3 seconds. Now the game takes already 4 seconds to change tires. So yeah, it's a shame, but these guys know it, so could have reacted to it. But with the safety car, Jay Prentice couldn't really have done something else, to be brutally honest. But yeah, it's a shame.
So let's have a look at the grid after the pit stops. There is no safety car, we're still cracking on. That's why it was quiet. I thought it was a safety car, I don't know why. Reggae?
It's Carter running into the back of Reggae, and he's gaining a position because of it, but that was a nasty collision.
Has he got damage, Mr. Carter? No, I didn't quite see it. Wizard
this is where we missed Tess.
Wizard into P4 after the pit stops. Jay Sachs in P5. I think he's back in his car. Don't know.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Panda is behind them. good result so far, especially from last in 10 laps, 11 laps. Tichy, Alfie, Jay Wills, Jack Prentice, and Jay Wills and Jack Prentice having a little bit of a wheel-to-wheel here. But Jack just stays ahead of the Williams of J Luke, who's dropped to 11th.
Really tricky conditions. You saw Jay Prentice like going through the gears really quickly, trying to get up to speed as quickly as possible. Can he make a move? He's put it up into overtake, but he's given up on it. Don't think he's going to go for the move. Yes, he is. He's having a little look. But Jay Will closes the door, but it's going to hurt his exit. And I think Jay Prentice will try to go around the outside like we saw Max Verstappen doing in real life as well. Is he going to show a little bit of it today? It's going to be very close. Jay Will defends the inside pretty. Oh, he puts it. Jay Prentice onto the grass. They both spin. And it's Jay Prentice off. Coming out of turn 4 into the wall.
Oh no. Oh, let's get off that view very quickly. Oh, it's a shame because it was such good racing and 2 cars have come off and the rain is showing fatalities in the wheel-to-wheel stuff. It is very hard to drive, you know, consistently with etiquette, and we're seeing the drivers struggle, and this is why we've added some rain tonight. But on the basis of a couple of things, I may turn it off for the next one. I'm not too sure. I think I've seen enough. Yeah, so 13 of 18. Jay Wiz is ahead, 7.4 seconds. Great performance from lights out to now. Kilhans Carter, incident with Ragge. Mr. Thomas says he's P2 and Wizard's still P4 with Jay Sack, the man from Greece, not America, ignore that, Greece, catching him up.
Yeah, I expected a little bit more from Jay Sack, to be honest. Of course, we saw him disconnecting from the lobby on lap 1. So that's why he dropped down the field. He's all good now, but also in qualifying. But to be brutally honest, he was in P7, but the gap was only 2.5 tenths, so it wasn't that he was off the pace by that much. But now up into P5, really well done. But with a penalty, and of course the Wizard without any penalties, that's quite a common thing. So he needs to get past the McLaren in front and get away by at least 3 seconds. Actually get the penalties up. It's a 5-second penalty, of course, for speeding into the pits.
Ooh,
so he needs to get
Thomas.
clear 5 seconds, yeah?
Down the inside was J Luke on Alfie, who Alfie a couple of seconds ago had a wheel-to-wheel action with Tichy and just lost out, so that's 2 places. And now I think Jay Wills is trying to get in on the action with Alfie, and that's for P9 at the moment. J Luke's trying to make his way through. We know how quick he is, and he's probably going to look for a move on the McLaren of Tichy any second. Now J-Sack is gaining on the McLaren of Wizard, so 2 little battles here. J-Sack's using a lot of his battery, down to 30%, so is Wizard on 30%. Is the move going to be made by the Greek man into turn 1? No, it isn't. I think he might have tapped the back of Wizard as well, and the McLaren of Tichy back down the inside of J-Luke. And those two going wheel to wheel across the turn 2 curb, which is not part of a racing line, I can guarantee. Wizard has got past J-Sack into turn 4. Then we go back to Tichy and Alfie, and they stay the same for the moment. Penalties fine in, Thomas.
Yeah, penalties left, right and centre at this point, especially with the rain. It's going to make it even harder to keep it within the white lines. Alfie actually made great use of the battle between J-Luke and Tichy. He got round the outside of turn 2. That was a brilliant move. Round the outside of turn 3 actually there is. But he's got 14 seconds. So he needs to pull away big time if he wants to stay ahead of Tichy, and especially if he wants to stay ahead of Jay Wills.
Yes, 15 of 18. We're ticking through with the rain. So you can see on the left hand side of the race leader pulling away. You can see the rest of the times too. How the leader gaps on for a second. We can have a look at some position changes as well on screen. A lot of people making incredible position changes in this short race. Jay Wills and Tichy having a little battle down to turn 1, and Jay Wills has got ahead of Tichy. And the McLaren tried to put his nose away, quite couldn't go, and the track is that slippy that he can't quite put it back on. He is now back on with his brother, of course, Mr. Tichy. I didn't know that. And just to point out, Thomas, if you look at the penalties very quickly, that's a bit peculiar.
Yeah, it is people with 21 seconds and people without any penalties. That's the big difference. But that's what I mentioned at the start as well. People who are not quite familiar with picking up penalties, they are going to be the big winners at the end of the day. Wizard is clean, Jay Wizzy of course, but that's really helping him because he's in front. He's got nothing to worry about. He's got 10.6 seconds to guard behind. He could just drive his own race, because that's what I really noticed as well with driving in the rain. As soon as you're into that rhythm, it's all good. You keep it within the white lines, between the white lines, and it's all good. But as soon as you have to focus on cars behind, a Stitch, you almost lost it. But as soon as you have to focus on overtaking people or cars behind, then it's like really easy to pick up penalties. So that's a big advantage for Jay Wizzy up front.
So, of course, oh my days! That's a huge crash! I only caught it when the crashing was happening, and someone else has gone off as well.
That is... Huh?
And it was Tichy coming across the finish line, who's gone into the back of a Renault, who is again, like Jake, coming back onto the track.
This is turning into a demolition derby instead of a Brazil race.
And don't worry everybody, I am taking a note of everything I'm seeing. And I will watch this stream back in detail. So people, if they are, I don't think it was on purpose, but if it was, they won't be in my tier. I don't think it was on purpose. I know Jake's definitely wasn't. So we'll see. I hope it wasn't, because they'll be leaving this evening. It is a pre-season test. The idea is you show your skill, you show how you can race. But you know, we saw things last night which was incredibly unrealistic, but it definitely wasn't intended. So I'll let it swing for now. Jay Wizzy, Kill Carter, Ragay, Wizard, and JSack. Ahead of Panda, ahead of J-Luke, ahead of Cam, and ahead of Whitey. And Whitey, with all them penalties, is still getting P9 at the end of this 18-lap race in Brazil.
Yeah, he's doing a brilliant job. He's keeping it clean, and he's just doing his own thing. To be brutally honest, Carter is doing a really good job as well. He had a little bit of a battle at the beginning of the race, but now...
as soon as you said that,
it's the commentator's curse, back at it again. He spun. He's
facing the wrong way. Oh, J-Luke, why?
Why? You can see him in front.
See, J-Luke is not... J-Luke is clever. I've commentated over him for a very long time. Just get out of the way. What is the issue? I don't understand. I don't understand what the issue is from driving around a car that has been stationary for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, I'm slowly starting to question if people know that ghosting is turned off. They must know it.
The thing is, if it's gonna be this, if it's gonna be like this, and people not actually using their heads as Wizard and JSack go wheel to wheel into turn 1, Racing Point versus McLaren, Wizard comes off just second best. I mean, I have to consider putting it on, but I don't find it that hard to drive past. I don't even race that much. But I wouldn't have been in any of those crashes because I had to use my IQ and got out of the way. So interesting. I don't know. Things to look at. We got another race to come yet, and I think the rain will be careful of that. Just where's Jay Wizzy?
He is coming onto the start-finish straight right now.
From lights out to the end. Super. Obviously helped by the battles he had behind him early on in the stint. Controlled the safety car restarts, did his pit stop, comes across the line, trying to do an Espanol, and Jay Wizzy takes the win in Brazil after 18 laps, and fully deserved. Well done. Now, penalties per part. Is Wizard going to jump up any places and get on a pretend podium for Brazil? Let's have a look. Ragay has crossed the line, JSack's crossed the line, and Wizard
P2, P3
is yeah. Oh, Chris as well. Getting P4, Thomas. My good friend Chris Panda. Well done.
Yeah, he drove a brilliant race. Coming from last place onto it, kept it clean, stayed out of all the collisions in front, finishing P4. Really well done by him.
JSack 5th place, J-Luke 6 after being at the front for a good St. Carter spinning on the final lap. There's putting down to P7. Cam and Whitey finish off the grid. Out of 20 cars, it took 18 laps to finish with 9. And we have a mini break and we do it all again in Zandvoort in a second. I'm going to change a couple of the settings just to have a little bit of a play around and see what the crack is. But that is a Interlagos race done, Thomas.
My days. Whitey drove 18 laps to at the end put it into the wall on the straight.
Wait, traction loss or?
No, I think
was he on a timer to finish it and he couldn't reach it?
No, he definitely had time enough. He got 27 seconds of time penalties, but he still could have made it in time. But yeah, he either lost it or did it on purpose, but he hasn't finished the race. But make it 8 people finishing.
So yeah, I guess 12 out, and we saw incidents last night, but everyone was behaving incredibly well. I'm not sure if people are behaving bad or are a little bit stupid this evening. Unfortunately to see, 2 of the incidents were drivers that I've brought in. One of them was a COS driver. One of them was both. 20th to 4th, Mr. Panda. Excellent. 24 minutes of racing. Fastest lap on the win for Jay Wisley, of course. You can see the top 10 for yourselves. You won't really need to see the rest because they all didn't make it to that finish line. 19th to 8th for Cam. 22 seconds of pens for Whitey, who, as Thomas said, eventually didn't finish. But what I can see, Thomas, and I'm sure you can as well, but for good periods throughout that race, it was incredible scenes in terms of
it was really good. Yep, definitely. We saw some collisions, but to be brutally honest, that's what you always will get at the start of a season. People are not quite familiar with each other. You don't know who is aggressive defending wise, who's aggressive attacking wise. You will know these guys throughout the season. You know who is gonna be going for a move. You know who is gonna be on a different strategy. You know who is gonna pick up penalties, who is not. So, of course, all of these guys, we need to get used to the drivers, but they need to get used to each other as well. So you always see these kind of collisions. I don't think we saw dirty driving. It was more the fact that people were expecting maybe different kind of actions from drivers.
I'm going to try ghosting on for this race and just test some stuff. I will do change the weather as well.
I'm gonna quickly grab myself something to drink.
Go for it, mate.
In a second.
Go for it. Go for it. Okay. So what else? I don't think I need to take collisions off. That's not the idea. I'll just make sure the so let me just check everybody. You just hear me talking out loud.
Okay, all good.
Cool.
By the way, I saw Kitten in the chat. He said he was available if we need someone else. So you can keep that in mind in case we don't have a full grid. Zandvoort, you love to see it. Finally a home Grand Prix in this game. Normally Belgium Spa was my home Grand Prix. Now we finally got a real home Grand Prix.
What I might do this race, Thomas, I don't know if you agree, is to get a serious test. Do you want to invite Kit and Pets, by the way? There will be room.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there will be room. If collisions was turned off, would you still get slipstream?
That's a really good question. I think you do, because you still get DRS as well.
Because I'm just thinking, obviously, I have a rough idea now, obviously from Spain last night, where everyone is. But then again, I can't really taste racing etiquette if I put that
I think
up.
you have to.
I'll just leave ghosting on.
Yeah, I think ghosting on is already a massive help.
But it shouldn't be that much of a help. It really shouldn't. It shouldn't need to be. Mills is fine to come in. He's mine.
Maybe a message into the chat that people really need to be seeing this.
Okay.
I don't know if you did already, but
yeah, I did,
that people are seeing this as a serious race and not just a pre-season. We should already put in a message as well. Like, to be brutally honest, I think it's a little bit overreacting to say it was really bad racing. Like, we've saw some incidents that you don't normally see, but to be brutally honest, it wasn't that bad. It was mostly because of the ghosting being off that people ran into each other. Because if ghosting was on, we wouldn't have seen the collision with Carter and Luke, it was? We wouldn't have seen the collision with AFL and Jake. So all those with Carter, so like they know that ghosting is off, so they could have reacted towards it. But yeah, if that was on, we wouldn't have seen all those collisions, and it would have been a lot better.
Okay, we're getting ready to go in, everybody. 21 grid, I've bought a couple of mine in, and Thomas has bought an actual American.
Yeah. He's as American as you can get it.
Brian, that's a good question. Leave ghosting off, how else will they learn? It's not a case of learning, because these drivers have raced online stuff before. It's common sense to get out of the way. What I don't want is absolute carnage. But I will probably leave ghosting off for 100%. I will, because I don't agree with it too much. It's just for the case of testing to allow everyone, you know, to not get as unlucky or something like that, just so I can actually see as much of these people as possible. There you go. Weather, I can confirm it's a wet/dry quali and a dry race completely. So we may see some people set inters, we may have to wait a little bit. The reason I've done it like that is so people are under pressure at the end of this quali to get the laps in. So we may be talking for a little bit, but hopefully someone gives us some interaction. Interaction? Is that the right word? Interaction. Yeah.
Let's check all some footage in Discord, Ricky says. Well, when Ricky is sending me clips, that's normally some great footage indeed.
Okay, I heard an engine start, so hopefully we can get some
driving gameplay. It is a Williams and a Red Bull, I think. Oh, it's people actually going out now. Racing Point, Mercedes, it's kicking off now.
Well, you never know, the rain might stay to the end. Who knows? I did put light rain and overcast, but who knows? Who's first out on track? It is Williams, and it's my good friend, Mr. Jake Lawler. And Zandvoort, I love it. So fast paced. Provides great action. Tricky on the tyre temperatures. Very, very technical. Especially this right hand section here. 1, 2, 3, technically 3 or 4 apexes. Love it. Love it. And it's on my calendar. So mine and Hedges' calendar. So yeah. And that was an easy decision. We looked at Zandvoort, we said, yeah. We looked at Monaco, we said, no. So It was an easy decision. The only thing,
Well,
Thomas, is the queuing. It can become an issue.
again, yeah, definitely. As well as in the race, we'll probably see the same thing we saw in Brazil, where people are just stuck behind other guys having DRS as well, which is going to make it really difficult to get past. We saw a very interesting AU1 race as well last season around here. I think it was the battle between Fruitful, Rowan, Bolin and Montana all the way till the very end. So yeah, because it's such a short track, it's really easy to stay within that 1 second of the car in front. So that's gonna make battling. Oh, it's Jay Weezy.
Wow.
I'm just looking at the Mercedes.
He's completely span. He just go on board with Jay Wills. He's completely span.
Yeah, it's
and
both
that was
Mercedes. It's yeah.
Is it both?
He is in the pit wall, and Tom Robbo lost it on the last corner.
Tom Robbo wanting to put his name at the top of the ED1 ranks.
My days, he almost collided with, I think that is Carter, or is it Mazza? Oh my, the days.
Is he Sugar with no traction?
Happening? I think he is, but it was Carter who almost ran into the back of him. But ghosting is on now.
It is on.
Okay, so yeah, but he still made contact, so it was Tom Robbo being not a ghost anymore, to put it that way. And Carter almost ran into the back of him. He only clipped a little bit of his front wing, so it's all good. No retirements as of yet, apart from Jay Wizzy,
who legit put it into the wall. He definitely put it into a wall. And that final corner on Inters as well is going to be deadly. So Jay Lawler sets for the first time of the session with a 19.6. That's beaten by JSAC by 9/10. It's an 18.7. A couple of times starting to come through, hopefully. There's a McLaren coming through. Nope, that's going to start a new lap. There's a Red Bull coming past the line now. That is Steven. He sets a 20.7. Ferrari to cross the line. That's Muzzer, 20.1. He can go quicker than that. And a few more times, Brewer goes 21.7. And Wizard 20.9. And that's it for now, I think.
Yep, that is it for now. It's Kitten on an out lap, and he is about to start his flying lap, so that is all good.
There is a Red Bull that has had difficulties out of turn 4, I think it is. I don't have a Zandvoort track map. I'm going to find it now.
It's on the course website. So if you go to tracks, you actually got all the tracks with the
I normally use that, yeah.
Layout, so it should be all good. I will get it up. I still have Brazil on. Well, it's not for some reason because we had a last race, obviously, but it's on now.
Where's the Netherlands flag? There it is. There you go, that's better. Now we have a track map. Cool. We have a track map, everybody. And we got Jack Prentice in the McLaren round the final corner. Fully flat. Oh, that takes a bit of gut. And Jack Prentice crosses the line. It's a 19.6, 8.0, 400s quicker than Jay Lawler, slower than Jay Lawler, puts in P4. Tom Robbo has put on softs. How quickly is that rain going to stop? Stevens' time is out. Kitten Petter getting out of Rage's way. And he stopped the battery. So only one lap merchant so far, Thomas.
Yeah, I think it is Tom Robbo just waiting for the track to dry up. It stopped raining now. So the track is gonna dry up with still 12 minutes and a bit to go, because these guys are normally like 30 seconds behind the time we can see on our screens. So there should be time enough to put in a dry lap at the end. I think just Tom is just waiting for it. If you switch between the inters and the dry tires, you can just see the difference in time dropping down, so you can exactly see when you can go out on the softs.
Yeah.
So that's some lovely stuff. It should be all good, so yeah.
I mean, the teams in real life have access, of course, to every piece of data you could want. But normally when you're changing conditions, it's the driver who makes the decision.
100%.
It's about how they feel. Can they do another lap? Are they losing too much time? Where's the momentum going? Etc. 11 minutes to go. As Thomas said, the rain has stopped. How long is it going to take till it dries up? And this is what I wanted. Put the drivers under pressure to put their soft laps in. Easy for me to say, everybody. And Brewer has retired in the pit lane, so he's not confident or he has to dip. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, this is the kind of conditions I really like, to be honest. It's where you go from not that much grip on track to a lot of grip towards the end of the session. On the last game you had the option to choose the harder tire allocation, where you actually got the hard tire as well for qualifying. I used to be the guy to put on the hards with less grip, and then at the end of the session go on to the softs. It feels immediately much better, and it made me go a lot quicker as well. These guys will have the same. They've been on the inters, felt terrible, go on towards the softs at the end of the session. Feels absolutely brilliant. That's like probably the best conditions you want to be in. Lowest amount of fuel, most amount of grip, quickest car on the track. That's what you want. I think it's the Alpha and the Haas.
It is.
There.
It's Kitten Petto just hitting a marker board there. And still got his end brakes, so he's all good. Outlaps for Ragay on the inters. Track is still pretty sprayy, Thomas. Quite a lot of spray actually.
Yeah, so English is a hard language.
Yeah, I know it is. I can't even do it.
The track looks dry, but then if you look at the tires, there's still a lot of spray coming off the tires. So I think these guys will have to, but maybe they can put in 2 runs. That will be a tricky one.
So is it worth a bit of extra fuel? Because it doesn't take much, Sam, but I think it's 5 kilograms is the minimum you can have anyway. A couple of kilograms more fuel just in case they can't come in, or do you think they'll definitely get 2 runs in?
It depends. I think
because there'll be 30 seconds added on to that time, won't be ish?
Yeah.
There'll be about 9:30 left.
Well, I think it will be a good shout anyway to put in fuel for an extra lap in case the track isn't fully dried up yet. So maybe you think like going, oh, DRS enabled, so this should be the sign there is enough grip on track. So yeah, forget what I want to say. Track is dry enough to put in 2 laps on the slick tire.
It is quite a short lap time here when it dries up. It is.
Pit lane as well.
Is it 1 minute 1:10? 1:09?
I think it's 1 minute 9, something around that one.
So we'll see what the pace difference is. It should give them enough time to do it. You can see on the left hand side, just a couple of drivers are in the pits at the moment, opting for the softs. Again, queuing problems may arise. Who is that? That's a McLaren going out on inters again. So maybe just double checking that it is time for slicks. There's still a tiny bit of spray coming out of those tyres.
Oh my days! That is, X-Cam.
What's Cam done? Has he slipped?
Yeah, he lost it coming out of the last turn on inters, and he put it into the wall, lost his front wing, but he's still good to go. He didn't retire yet, so that's a good thing. He can come into the pit, change the front wing, put on the softs, and go again.
Soft tyres are a must. I have instructed other drivers, so they should have 2, even 3 sets left, but they'll probably only have time to use 2, so every driver now probably on brand new softs, which will be nice to see. And let's see what times can come in. Let's see if the track can fully dry out as well. I'm sure it will. And it is a bit cloudy, so a little bit of the lower temperature side. Shouldn't be too slippy towards the end. So outlaps for Muzzer, Carter, Jay Lawler and Jacko on the softs at the minute. And Muzzer is the first one. So Thomas, again, would you like to take us on a lap of the Zandvoort?
Will be a pleasure. So there we go, start finish straight. Normally, oh no, it is DRS now, of course, without the rain conditions. Coming towards turn 1 you can brake very late because you've got a little bit of a bend. Then coming towards turn 2 and turn 3 you really want to have a little bit of a lift, and then really hard in towards turn 3. People will use ABS, who have a big advantage going through turn 3 there. Then on towards turn 4, 5 and 6, which will be all flat out. And then towards the double right-hander, it's an insanely good corner to drive at. And then coming towards turn 8 and turn 9, really want to have a good exit here, you can run it really wide. That's a big advantage. It feels really strange on track actually, but you really need to take it like this. Running wide again, oh, a little bit onto the gravel for Mazda. It is DRS once again, second DRS section, and then coming towards the very technical, and you want to avoid the curb on the inside there. You saw the big sausage curb onto. You really want to avoid that one. And then on towards the last two turns here. You want to make sure you keep it on the inside here. Touching the curb will invalidate your lap time. Last turn, turn 14 it is. Running towards the pit lane as close as possible. On towards the line. And it will be a 1:11.5 for Mazda.
Thank you. Quicker to come. Okay, round the final corner is setting that lap. Jacko is coming round the final corner. It's turn 14. And with the DRS on, Jacko is going to set a lap time of a 12.4. Hans Carter is about to cross the line. He sets a 1 minute 9.7. So
it's a little bit more representative.
Oh,
it's
wow!
the same time. Oh my days!
That's incredible. Jay Lawler and Hans Carter exactly to the millisecond, the same time. Now that, Thomas, is incredibly rare.
Yeah, and I think I'm not quite sure because in real life it is the one who set the time first gets in front, isn't it?
Yep.
But I noticed on this game, as Wizard puts in a 1:11.0, it puts it up into P3. I noticed on this game that sometimes the guy who puts the same time in as the second guy gets in front of the guy who puts it in first. So luckily enough for Carter, that's not the case this time. But I've seen it a couple of times where people put in the same lap time and the guy who puts it in second gets out in front. So yeah, strange conditions, but all good now.
Rage in the Alfa Romeo round the final corner, and to cross the line it's a 1 minute 8.9. It's a very good effort by the Alfa Romeo driver. Jacko is now into P4, that's his second lap on those tyres. We have AFL, who is the only man on track who is now putting a fast lap in, but it might be Jack Prentice actually. Yeah, it might be Jack Prentice actually, he's closer to the line. Just coming through the staging section, clipping that curb as nicely as you can. 11 and 12, 12 being my lucky number, and I hate that corner. 13 and 14, didn't quite hit the apex, but it's not bad. Right half the curb on the left, and the McLaren driver is, well, his teammate's going to go into the pits. He's going to carry on and set a 9.8, which is not bad. It's P5.
You saw the lap time from Jay Prentice, or T1 commentator, together with you actually. So
yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, I used to commentate over him. I'm still gonna commentate over him, by the way, because he will be in Tier 3.
So he commentated over you last season.
Yeah.
And now you commentate over him.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Nice. Cam struggling a little bit through the final corner. Mainly turn 12 is the problem for him, but he's going to cross the line. He's Cam, back to online racing. Hopefully he can have a good time, and he's P10, 15.6, a little bit off the pace, but he's a good man, Cam, and he should hopefully enjoy Endurance 2, getting back into the groove of things, if he behaves himself. Here's Whitey, 3.5 seconds up, which is not a bad start, considering that sector is not the longest. It's this second sector which is definitely the shortest though. And it's just come out of DRS, might be able to get some slipstream off Muzzet, decides not to. And into the stadium section, can cut a lot of that right hand curb, but none of the left, or you'll just spin around like a, I don't know, like a yo-yo I guess, or a spinner wheel, whatever they used to call them. That was a trend a few years ago, wasn't it? That fidget, is it a fidgety wheel? I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, fidget spinner, wasn't it?
Fidget spinner, that's it. Here's Whitey, was P13, is now P10, drops Muzzet into 11. Fidget spinner, yeah, that's the one.
Fidget spinner, oh that was a hype, oh my days.
That was just a, I can spin by faster than you.
Yeah, it was also for a very short period. Like, I don't know how it was in England, but here in the Netherlands it was something for like
it was for teens, maybe, wasn't it? And the young kids.
Yeah, it was the teens. And then I was at the stage where I had one, but it wasn't really a thing. Oh, it's Whitey on his outlap. Oh, now he's going again. That's why he's pushing. I was already noticing why he was still pushing. He wanted to go for a second run, and he ran wide.
Yeah, that's going to cause issues for him. Muzza has invalidated. That's going to cause an issue for him. I don't know if he'll have time to switch. So that's an extra lap on those softs that he didn't want. Zambo isn't a tyre killer, to be fair. Might be over temperatures. No, but not might be. It is. But it's not too bad of a tyre wear, to be fair. Everyone wants to have a pretty good gap at the moment. It's probably about 1 minute and 15 seconds of the checkered flag left before they have to cross the line to finish their lap. Tom Robbo, after that incident earlier on, has got a bit of pressure here. Carter's got pressure because he wants to be at the top. Where's Carter now? He's coming through down to the stadium section, and Jacko's going to get out of his way. A bit of a lock-up from Carter there, and that might have cost him a couple of attempts. Please shout over me, Thomas, if you see any important laps coming. Round turn 13 and 14 is the Scuderia Spinala, as Thomas called it, in Brazil, of Cool Hands Carter, and he is going to hug the right hand side to cross the line and take pole by only 800ths of a second. Who's next to cross? Might be a Mercedes. No, that's the start of his lap. He's reached the checker flag. Williams to cross the line. Jake goes P4.
It is Wizard, and he improves to P7 on 10.3. I'm going back on board with JSEC as I'm expecting a lot from him. He's already 2.5 tenths up on his lap time, so currently looking at a low 109. Can he improve even more? He comes towards the end of sector 2. Let's see, is sector 2 split 3.5 tenths up. He is definitely gonna be challenging for pole position. What is JSEC gonna do? Our tier 3 driver in the Racing Point. He used to be in the Williams. Strange view now. Coming towards the line as he is gonna put in a 1.0.
Wow.
8.8 pole position.
Pole position for now. Rage's coming across the line. Can he snatch pole? Oh, it's a 108.69 and takes it by more than a tenth. Rage with the lap of the session towards the end. Jake's done well. Jack Prentice might be on the lap. I think he might have completed it in time, and he has just enough time to do so. Wizard might be able to finish this lap as well. Let's see if he does or not. He does. Can Wizard improve on his P8? Goes P8 still, and Jack Prentice is the McLaren teammate tonight. Can he beat P7? Drops Alfie down to P7 and Jack Prentice into P6. That's quality over for Zandvoort. Rage pulled in the lap at the end of the session.
Brilliant lap from Rage under pressure. That's where you need to perform, and he did brilliantly. So pole position for Rage. JSEC P2, Carter P3, actually really well done. Both Williams P4 and P5. Jay Prentice, he was able to put in his last lap but couldn't quite improve. He improved one position. Fair play to him. Yeah, cool qualifying session. Close together once again. A little bit of a gap between P5 and P6, but from P6 onwards it's really close once again. So it's looking good.
Yeah, good quality session that one. Tom Robbo and Jay Wizzy, the two Mercedes who were at the front last race and out the back. So they got work to do. Mills and Jay Wills couldn't put their laps in. I know they'll be in a party. What happened, lads? 108.6, 108.8, 108.9, 9.1, 9.3. Separated more because the drivers were under pressure. They only had 6 minutes of completely dry track to do it in, and not 18. So Rage, Jay Sat, Jake doing well in P5, Jay Luke doing well, so is Carter, of course. Good performances from them, and a 5-place grid penalty for Cam towards the back. Jacko getting into the top 10, so did Whitey, so did Alfie. Wizard is there in P8, Jack Prentice and Muzza down in P12 because he invalidated. I would have thought, Thomas, that Muzza probably would have moved up quite a lot if he didn't invalidate on that corner.
Yeah, I reckon as well. It looked like a solid lap until he invalidated. So yeah, I think we're gonna see Mazza improving a couple of positions. I think Kitten should be able to improve a couple of positions as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what penalties are going to do. They're not quite familiar around this track. It's not really hard to stay clean of penalties. We'll probably see people picking up penalties coming out of the last turn, or well before it, turn 13 there is. But other than that, I don't think people will pick up a lot of warnings around here. So you have to do it on track. I don't think Wizard is going to gain a lot of positions because of penalties.
slight weights, and then we've got a fully dry race, everybody, for a bit of Zandvoort. I love it.
Sun is
Anyone?
out in the Netherlands. Not quite a familiar sight.
I do. I just think it's great. Okay, just looking at a couple of messages very quickly. There we go.
It's going to be interesting to see if people outside of the top 10 are opting to go for mediums or if they are going to go for the softs as well, because you really want to stay close to the cars in front, because if you lose the connection to the DRS train in front, then it's sort of the same as around Spa, where if you lose the connection, the cars in front will have DRS. It's going to be a very long race. If you can keep up with the guys in front, especially on the harder tire, then you're in for a really good result.
Yeah, we got it's quite a short rundown to turn 1. It's not the longest. Coupled straight with a hairpin. I mean, you got this section. I believe there will be things that go wrong, but I'm not just saying that because of what happened before. I'm saying that because it's Zandvoort. ED1 is probably one of the cleanest tiers I've ever seen, and something happened on that one in Zandvoort. Excuse me. Take over.
As Limi is almost dying, it is, like I said, people opting to go for the softs outside of the top 10. It is EFL, it is Brewer, it is Cam, and it's Tom Robbo opting to go for the softs. The rest of the people outside of the top 10 opted to go for the medium tire, with Mazza, Kitten and Steve being really close to get on the mediums. Then it's Brewer splitting them. It is Ryan on the mediums, and it's Jay Wizzy and Jay Wills the medium tire. Of course, the top 10 is all on softs as they qualified on. Like you've mentioned as well, Limmy, short run towards turn 1. So I'm not expecting people to be going for moves unless they get a really bad start. But I know Reggae and I know Jacek, and they're pretty good with their starts normally. So I'm not.
I'm just inviting Cos Wizard quickly because he just says he left the session. Hopefully he can get back in. Sorry about the blue screen. There you go. Okay, who said in the Kieran Dixon says Mercedes last to first challenge. Maybe, probably. Let's see. On the mediums. Oh, actually no, Tom isn't on the mediums. Jay Wizzy is on the mediums. Wizard is just back in. Hopefully he can take control of his car. He'll probably have about 15 seconds from now to do it. And let's see. Cheeky Lights Glitch, of course. I messaged Barry, the community manager, about that. He better get it fixed. Raggy, Jacek on the front row. There may have been a jump start because Wizard couldn't get in time. It's unfortunate. 18 laps of Zandvoort. Let's have a good race, everybody. It's lights out and away we go. They were held for quite a long time, and Jacek gets a flyer, and the American, the Greek, is already into the lead, but he's gone wide on the hairpin, and that's going to cost him incredibly. And there's a virtual safety car before we even get round to turn 2, and messed his nationality up. He messed the corner up. Jacek down to P3, and has somehow maybe had a connection issue, and now he's at the back of the grid.
Oh my! I think he lost it, but also the J-Luke, he lost it on the straight, and that's his front wing gone. You can see him driving without a front wing. A lot of
that was Jacek at the front, wasn't it? It was.
It was.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah, that's where I said we're not gonna be seeing a lot of action at the start, and there we have it. It's Jacek and J-Luke at the back, losing a lot of positions with damage, and it's Whitey up into P4.
So Wizard got a drive through, the VSC is back in. Rugge is ahead of Carter, ahead of Whitey, ahead of Jay Lawler, who's got away well. So is Alfie, and so is Jacko as we head through Stadium. Brewer's got a penalty already, and Wizard is still carrying on because he's got a drive-through penalty to do. Jacko is ahead of Alfie in the hash, and someone's making a pit stop already, and it's Jake. Maybe the start that he had wasn't as good as I thought it was. Carter's pressurising Rugge for the race lead technically as we head into turn 3.
It was good defending from Reggae there as Carter tried to go round the outside, but that's almost impossible coming towards turn 1. So Reggae could defend that one easily, but this is going to be a tricky situation for Carter. You need to be patient, you need to make sure you're not going to make contact with Reggae in front. Reggae is keen on defending pretty aggressively, so you need to make sure you get the job done and dusted. Other than that, battles for P6 I think that is EFL is putting the pressure on the random in front.
Muzza ahead of Jack Prentice, who's now ahead of Cam, and Tom Robbo. He's past Jay Wills and he's looking at Stephen on the inside. Ombo's brand new softs. He makes his move down the inside, well entitled to do it. Cam has a bit of an accident and he gets twitchy, and now Tom Robbo using that battery right hand side. He's making places early on. His other Mercedes teammate, he's now into P7, getting past AFL, and that is after starting on the mediums. Mercedes last to first. Is it going to happen?
It was 3 wide, coming towards turn 12. And
Stand by, Thomas, for the race lead. It's an inside move from Carter, but Reggae puts his car perfection into the perfectionist place. That's not even English. There is a car off on the final corner. I will wait to find out who that is.
Yeah, Brewer.
A Brewer, it's a VSC in Zandvoort.
Brewer did a Jay Wizzy there. Yes, he puts it into the wall coming out of the last turn, so that's caused a virtual safety car, and it was actually, who was it? I think it was, yeah, it was Jay Wills. He broke, broke. Yeah, he broke to pit under the virtual safety car conditions, and it was, I think it was Ryan who almost ran into the back of him because of that. So they just avoided each other, which was really good. Jay Wills now made his pit stop. He went on to the hards. That's an interesting choice. But yeah, he made his pit stop under virtual safety car conditions. The rest of the grid stayed out and should be getting on the way shortly.
Oh, drive-through penalties are just ticked in for Muzza, Kitten, Cam, and Jake. Oh, Jake. He's not going to be a happy bully. 4 drive-throughs for the drivers. Muzza has passed Kitten Petter coming out of Stadium, and Coolhands Carter is applying the pressure on Reggae, and he might have a go around the outside of a hairpin. He tried the inside last time, he's tried the outside this time, and he still can't get past. And this, to me, is looking like an exciting battle, but over 100% could be very, very intriguing.
Yeah, and I think if Carter can't get past Reggae on track, he must be thinking, when can I get past? He could probably do it with using the pit stops, maybe pitting 1 lap earlier, or maybe even pitting 1 lap later. Then Reggae can get him in front of the Alfa Romeo, because I think on track it's going to be a very difficult task.
Tom Robbo in the Mercedes P14, his teammate P6 on the mediums. Position changes very quickly on screen. Up 12 for Jay, and up 6 for Tom Robbo. So they're making progress as Kitten Petter has a connection lag, and he looks to be on the grass, but he's still here. Stephen goes incredibly wide on the Red Bull, nearly clicks into Tom Robbo. Oh, he did click Tom Robbo, and Tom Robbo, because of that, has lost his front left end plate, and that is going to cancel that first to last to first fight. Carter is now ahead of Reggae into turn 1. 3rd time lucky, it's paid off. Can he keep it?
It's going to be the main question as Jay Weezy is going round the outside of Checo. And that's job done on those mediums. Really well done by the Mercedes driver. Brilliant move. 4 lap of mediums, he can go a long way into this race as Tom Robbo picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Tom
Robbo, because of that damage, has retired in the pit lane. I'll probably do the same. I'll be gutted. Jay Wizzy is making moves past Jacko, as Thomas just said. Now he's got Whitey ahead, and Carter and Reggae having a lovely scrap. Jay Prentice and AFL, and that's a bit of a gap as I just flicked to that. So AFL, I just saw a bit of grass on that left tyre there at the front, so I'm guessing a mistake there has allowed Jack Prentice to come through. I don't know about you, but I can't see any times on the standing. Nope. Something's just happened between Muzza and Cam, and I'm not quite sure what just happened, but the 2 cars were pretty much stationary.
I'm not quite sure what happened. What I do know is that Jay Weezy is closing in on Whitey like no tomorrow. He closed in probably about like 2 seconds. On the
Whitey!
Oh baby!
A bit of
I don't
beer.
know what is that? What's that sound? I don't know. It's,
A bit of beer.
damage. It's damage for Jay Weezy as he just he literally couldn't avoid.
Yeah, but he
there.
could though. He could. Watch it. He turned left and then turned right. If he would have kept turning left, he would have gone round with no damage.
Yeah, now I see. I watched it back on YouTube.
It's
now.
not hard.
He could have avoided it, to be brutally honest.
The drivers are so quick, especially Jay Wizzy. But where's the brain power? Just turn out the way. You've already
got
by the way.
Power, but no brain power.
By the way, Buzzer has touched the curb and nearly slashed his Ferrari into the Pirelli advertisement boards. But come on, you already slowed down to first gear. Just move. Alfie has got past AFL. Alfie racing well in the 2 races that we had. Good quality as well. So fair play to Alfie. Kitten Petter. He's trying to get round Buzz. And by the way, I love that name, Kitten Petter. I love that. I don't know if it means to pet kittens. I don't know. But Carter's in the pits.
Oh, and he picks up 5 seconds for speeding into the pits. Oh, it's both Massa and Kitten. Yeah, Massa got a penalty for that one. He completely got the inside of turn 11, that is. And he got a 3-second time penalty for it. But Cool Hands Carter picked up 5 seconds for speeding into the pits. And it could play a big factor in this race. As if Reggae can keep it clean, then he only needs to stay within the 5-second window of Carter. And he should be getting the victory.
Maybe anything can happen in the Netherlands and the soft sires. Go on.
I want to point out because Wizard was not in the lobby when the race started.
Yeah.
His AI took over, but he didn't get a drive-through penalty, so he is actually leading this race. If it's not.
So what would happen after the race?
Really honest. Well, it's not his fault that the AI just when the red lights got out, but of course we've got the glitch in this game where the other drivers don't get the red lights, so Wizard can actually win this race and it wouldn't be a factor, but it wasn't really fair. So yeah, that would be up to the stewards.
I also think
Reggae
can probably catch Wizard in 11 laps.
Yeah.
So that'll be intriguing. Carter's penalty. I don't know if he can do that in the pits. I think it was too late.
Yeah, I think Carter, he could serve it into the pits, but I don't think he's gonna make another pit stop. So it will be added on towards the end of the race. But Reggae, look at this. He is 2 seconds behind Carter now, and looking at the pace difference, maybe Carter can get away 5 seconds before the end of the race.
Maybe. Jay Lawler making a silver green arrow there, getting past a little bit ahead, and wheel to wheel. Alfie and Jack Prentice, and Jack Prentice looked to have got a little bit squeezed there. I didn't get the best view, Thomas.
Yeah, it was Jay Prentice. He was using like the full track on turn 3. That was. He was going above Alfie, and I think Alfie just didn't expect that one. He went on to the racing line when Jay Prentice was still there. Jay Prentice had to run onto the grass, came back on track. Jay Wizzy had to avoid Jay Prentice coming back on track, got round the outside, got past the McLaren, and now is looking to get past Red Bull in front.
Well, luckily Jack Prentice doesn't have damage, so he can try and get back at them. And Jay Wizzy's just tapped the rear of Alfie, and now Alfie's lost 2 positions because of that. Sorry for flicking off it, I didn't mean to. Jay Wizzy, Jack Prentice and Alfie having a battle. Jay Wizzy, of course, now in front on brand new softs. He can take them to the end. Whitey has now taken a pit stop on his mediums in the Renault. And yeah, so Wizard is second place. Carter's ahead. Ragay is now 6 tenths behind Wizard. And Mills needs a pit stop onto the softs.
Yeah, Mills, Mazza and Kitten still need to make their pit stop. Like you've mentioned before, Reggae is definitely going to get past Wizard. I don't think Wizard has got the pace to stay in front of Reggae. The main question will be, is Reggae capable of staying within the 5 seconds of Carter in front? I think...
Oh, damage! Damage! Between Jacko and Jay Lawler. I was on board with Jay Sat's gearbox, and Jacko and Jake tried to go into the same corner, which is incredibly tight. And unfortunately, Jay Lawler suffered damage, and Jacko's also suffered a slow exit out of turn 10, I think it is.
Yeah, he clipped the curb. Yeah, it was turn 10, in fact, yeah.
Ragay is ahead of Wizard, Thomas.
On this track, Oh, we got past. Yeah, that's good for Reggae. But yeah, you don't want to touch the curbs on the inside on this track. They're deadly.
Jay Wizzy has 9 laps to catch 16 seconds, and those soft tyres will definitely go to the end. Can the Mercedes do technically the last of the first challenge? I believe he was 17th. We'll check on the position changes. 12. Yeah, 17th. Won't be 18th. That'll be 13 technically, I think. Ferrari has gone off at turn 9, and it is
Carter,
the man who also made a mistake about 45 minutes ago in Brazil. And I don't know if that's no traction testing for him or a step too far, high tyre temp. But Thomas, that's a second car to spin in 2 races.
Yep, I think because he had problems with the pedals as well, remember, at Brazil, so maybe that could play a factor as well. I know the left front is really keen on overhitting around this track, as you've got a lot of high speed.
That's Jay Wills.
To the right, that's Jay Wills, yeah, on the hards.
Jay Wiz's opportunity to get into P5. Leader gap was 16 seconds, he's now 14. He's on par here for Jay Wiz. He's a fight for a race win at the end. Here's contact to speed Muzzer, and down the inside Jay Wizzy on the soft tyres should be a fairly textbook move, and Muzzer can't put up much of a fight.
I think we want to watch this. It's a battle for P10. 3 wide on the start finish straight. It's a battle for P... I don't know what position it is. Doesn't really matter. Freeway battle coming towards turn 1 now. And it is Whitey losing 2 positions. No, in fact, he stays side by side. Don't make contact. And it's both the Haas and the Renault up into the wall.
Whitey had a good view of that. I believe Whitey turned into Jacko, and then Jacko couldn't move. And Kit and Petter now up to P13, chasing those 2 down. And Jacko with damage is going to struggle heavily now. Leading gap for Jay Wizzy, we'll keep an eye on it. He's still 14, so he's trying to catch up, but he don't want to burn out the tyre. Ryan Mills is due a pit stop. Probably should be done now, and he can come out 10, 18, 28, probably P10, and maybe fight for a good finish at the end. And there is Ryan Mills entering the pit lane. They do call me a genius.
I absolutely love to see my game just froze, so I'm still stuck on Whitey and J-Luke.
Okay, Mills and Muzzer have pitted Thomas, so that bumps everyone who goes past them up 1, of course, technically 2 actually. And J-Luke now ahead of Muzzer, who's coming out now, and Jake has dropped behind Kit and Petter because he's in the pits, White's in the pits, Jacko's in the pits, just trying to keep up with everything. Thomas, are we sorted?
No, I will just commentate from the stream as my game just completely crashed.
Do you want to quit and rejoin?
Yeah, if you can send me.
Yeah, I can do that. Love Codemasters. Is it Thomas 070 with Cos at the start? Invite. Alright, geez. Okay. Minor flick up, but we'll get him in. J-Wick, Muzzer, 8th, 9th, Kit and Petter, 10th, Mills, 7th, J-Sack, 6th. Mills actually came out 7th, that's grand. Let's see what he can do. Jay Wizzy off the leader, 12.9, 6 laps to go of racing. Ragate is ahead of Wizard, who's ahead of Carter. That gap to Carter being because Carter spun. And at the moment, minimum gap's 1.1 second. So everyone's settled now, which is great, actually. We can relax a little bit until something happens. And hopefully Thomas can get back in.
Yeah, it's Mazza maybe getting close to Luke in front to get the rest on the next lap. Other than that, it's really spread out. It's Luke actually getting DRS from Ryan in front. He's on the edge.
So we're just on board with the leader at the minute, but we can go on board with Ryan Mills for a little bit. Carter's got a... Sorry, Thomas?
I'm back in. It's all good.
Great. Carter's got a penalty, so that's an automatic overtake for Jay Wizzy. Can he catch Wizard and Ragay? It's looking bleak. It was looking strong. Just asking for about 1.8 seconds of that, which is quite hard to do, with Ragay showing good pace around Zambor. Of course, drivers have their favourite and non-favourite tracks. I'm better at Zandvoort than I am at Spain, for example. Where's J-Luke? So J-Luke's on 10 lap old mediums, Mills is on new softs, and J-Luke, he's nearly keeping up with Mills. And that is meant to happen, I guess. Mills is tier 2, J-Luke is tier 1. And it is a mixed tier session, just to make it clear. Someone has gone off at turn 10.
That is I think that's Cam.
So that's twice. Cam has gone on that curb, so struggling with that curb. Hopefully he'll learn not to go on that curb. It is quite deadly. And
he will be keeping it in mind for when the actual race is happening here. So that's at least some positive. It's not going to hurt him now for the championship.
Yeah, and for endurance, Zandvoort is towards the end of the calendar. It's the one before the end, the 10th race out of 11. So we will be coming back here, but it will be with just tier 1 drivers in one lobby and just tier 2 drivers in another lobby. And with some new recruits as well. So Jack Prentice has got, JSAC for company here, and JSAC's on 12 lap old mediums, and he's going to go past the McLaren driver with the use of battery and DRS. And can he keep it now?
Move from JSAC up to P5 once again, as J-Luke couldn't get past Ryan on the last lap. Of course, the big difference in tyres, so that should help Ryan a lot. And Luke now actually dropped out of the 1 second window, so it's not looking good for the Williams driver. Still in the points, Massa dropped down to 2 seconds, so I don't think Massa is going to challenge J-Luke anymore. So no pressure from behind, he can focus on Ryan in front.
Absolutely, 20 cars started this race. We're not ending with 8, but we are ending with 16. So 4 drivers out, cheeky voice better, in the first 15 laps of this 18 lap race, that's better. Can Jack Prentice force his way through JSAC? English versus Greek, McLaren versus Racing Point, just for tonight. I know Jack likes his McLarens though, so we'll see.
He's not going to be close enough, and I don't think he will be getting DRS on the next lap, unless he's got a brilliant Sector 1 and Sector 2, but he's low on ERS as well. To be honest, JSAC hasn't really a lot of ERS left either, so it will be a challenge, but I think JSAC should be able to get away and outside of that 1 second win, although Jay Prentice is doing a really good job to keep up. Of course, they will be getting DRS after 3 corners, where there is the second DRS zone. So I think, it's 9.5 tenths. It's a second now. Jay Prentice needs to push if he wants to stay within that 1 second window, but I don't think it is gonna be enough. We will see after turn 10. Is Jay Prentice gonna activate that green button? No, he's not. So that should be P5 for JSAC confirmed if he's not making any mistakes.
Yep, I agree with that. JSAC racing well this race, 13 laps on mediums. That means he pitted on lap 4 for from soft, so fair play. Jay Wizzy is not closing that much to Carter at the moment. It was 1.8 last lap, it's now 1.6. So Jay Wizzy put up a fight. He probably will overtake Carter because of penalties. About 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. Cam has retired. He might have had a third incident on that curb. And he's give up, and of course if you retire in the final 2 laps it won't cause a safety car. So.
It's J-Luke now putting the pressure on Ryan. You can see him running deep in towards turn 3. He's feeling the pressure now with only 2 more laps to go. Smart play actually by J-Luke. He wasn't using any of his ERS on a start finish straight. He used only his DRS, which was available, so that allowed him to save up that little bit more to maybe think about a move on the last lap, although he's really closing in towards the second DRS zone. Is he gonna go for the move already, or is he gonna wait for the start finish straight? If I was him, I would wait for the start finish straight, as it's probably be the last overtaking possibility, as the reggae just started the last lap. If I was J-Luke, I would wait until the start finish straight and then burn everything you've got to make sure you get in front of the cars in front.
Everything. Everything. It's everything. Has he got everything? What's he got? He's got 28%. Let's see if it's enough for J-Luke to get past Mills. Oh, what an exit on those own tyres. and he's going left on the left hand side, wheel to wheel. Mills slips in behind, and on the final lap, Jay Luke is ahead of Ryan Mills, but can he keep it? 15 laps on the mediums. That's got to be some tyre wear.
Yeah, the track is definitely helping him, as there will probably only be one more overtaking possibility coming towards the end of the second DRS zone. But to be brutally honest, it was a really good move from Jay Luke. Set it up the lap before, being smart, not using your ERS, use it on the last lap. Really well done. That was a textbook overtake.
Reggae 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Reggae 2000.
We have to focus on Reggae.
Yeah, 2005. Fastest in quali. Wasn't even first at turn 1, but after it, comes over to claim the Netherlands Grand Prix. Good effort from Reggae, showing the pace. He was ill yesterday. I'm happy he's a bit better. Wizard crosses the line. It's a P2. Cool Hans Carter gets ahead of him, and so does Jay Wizzy ahead of him. 13.3 behind the leader. Reggae, Jay Wizzy, Carter, podium, and I can feel that's going to be a very good battle at the end of the season. Jay Sat gets into P4 towards the end, and Jack Prentice, the McLaren boy, finishes 7 tenths behind his McLaren teammate here in Zandvoort.
Steven now, next one to come across, and he's actually in a battle with Whitey. Is Whitey gonna go for more? I don't think he will be able to. It's a shame for the runner driver. He needed one more lap to get past. So it's gonna be P12 for a Red Bull.
Did he try and tease him?
60,000. I don't know, but it was really close.
I think Steven broke to tease him a little bit. Obviously, he probably won't do that in the pop-up. There we go. Brazil, Zandvoort, short qualies, short races, done. We have some evidence of the top of Endurance 1 is going to be tasty. And we have evidence that the battles in ED2 are going to be crazy. I believe Blades is on the commentary for that. And he's going to have fun over 100% distances. Along with a person called AKA Stig Conno, I think, is the secondary commentator for Tier 2. And,
yeah, I think so as well.
I believe that's what it is. I hope you enjoyed it, Thomas. I hope it was worth your time.
100%.
We had fun.
I really enjoyed it.
As long as we had fun. And of course we are basically putting on some entertainment before Cars returns. February 12th on a Monday.
13th.
13th. So that's next week. Cos restarts and we go again. Jay Wizzy, the last to first, nearly came off. It was just a little bit too much of a question. 18th to second, good effort. Reggae takes the win after a superb quali, and you can see the rest of the grid for yourselves on screen there.
It's the 15th of February actually, so
okay.
on a Monday we start off with AU3.
Fabulous. Again, Thomas, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. We'll do it again. Maybe
100%.
one more pre-season test, but we won't mix the tiers next time. We'll do one of the other, probably ED1. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much. Great viewers all night. Thank you so much. We hope we provided some entertainment, and I will leave you in the capable hands of what you all do in your own lockdown time, and we'll see you very soon for some more racing action at COS. A very good night.